LEGO often introduces new pieces and retires old ones, but there are a few pieces that I think are direly needed. Any of these would make a huge difference in the variety and quality of builds available. And to be clear, these are all pieces that are already made by other companies like Kobe, Sluban, Gobrix, etc. They're extremely basic and often game-changing when compared to current building techniques. The first piece would make the biggest difference, and it's essentially just a plate with studs on both sides. These are already available in 1x1, 1x2, 1x4, 2x2, and 2x4 formats from lots of brands that aren't based in Denmark, and they work extremely well. The clutch is excellent, and as far as I can tell, nothing is in tension. The current methods for getting studs on both sides from official LEGO pieces are, well, bad. There are niche pieces with studs on both sides, like the chainsaw or hook, but they're obviously not ideal for building. There are also modified bricks with studs on both sides, but the thickness of a full brick is much more difficult to work with than the thickness of a plate. Some mockers even suggest truly deranged solutions, like this modified 1x1 plate. As far as I know, this technique isn't technically illegal, but then again, I'm not a lawyer. Next up is the exact opposite of the previous piece. It's essentially a 2/3 height brick with tubes on both sides. This allows you to build studs down in opposite directions. Admittedly, there aren't as many applications for this one, but it can still be useful for inverted slopes or other pieces that are too thin to have tubes. Here's a quick example from the Kobe RMS Titanic set. The piece that attaches to the rudder is only available with studs, which is no problem thanks to this useful, if unusual, piece. It's also worth pointing out that these two pieces have been on the market for literally decades, so LEGO has no excuse for not adding them to its catalog. Okay, so this next piece is probably the least LEGO-like of the bunch, but hear me out. It's this little tube here. On its website, Kobe calls these pin sleeves, but I prefer the technical term tubey boys. It's not clear at first glance, but it's the same size as a hollow stud with twice the height. That means that if you pop it into the bottom of any standard piece, it's instantly got studs on the bottom side. These can be finicky to put in, but sets usually come with a tool to make this easier. Here's the Kobe Titanic set again, showing how to use one of these tubes to make the rudder. Yes, this attaches to the same piece mentioned earlier in the video. Eat your heart out, LEGO. Here's another quick example where it's used to get two 1x1 clips onto the bottom of a Sluban motorcycle. These clips tilt slightly upward, so without them you would need to add a 1x2 plate, which would just look bad. What I love about this piece is just how simple it is. It doesn't even look like it's LEGO compatible, and to be honest, it kind of feels like cheating, but it works so well in practice. I just wish that they were easier to find. Kobe sells them on its website for 31 cents a piece, which feels like a fair price for 50 of them. For one, not so much. Masonry bricks are some of my favorite pieces, and they can really add a lot of character to a building or city. However, LEGO currently just makes two types of masonry bricks, a 1x2 and a 1x4. The 1x4s are rare and expensive though, so in reality your only option is the 1x2 masonry brick. That means that for most builds you'll need to swap in standard bricks, come up with new solutions for corners, or just live with somewhat shabby finishes. But what if I told you that there are more options? For example, a 1x3 brick that would eliminate the need for 1x1 bricks for clean corners. Or better yet, how about an actual corner piece, so that you can forget about greebling altogether? Want to cut down on the quantity of masonry bricks? Well, how about this hollow 1x4 piece that's 2 bricks tall? Or even better yet, these 1x6 pieces that are 5 bricks tall. This single piece replaces a full 30 1x2 masonry bricks, while also getting rid of breaks and adding more stability. They kind of remind me of the old 2x6x6 palisade pieces found on my favorite childhood set, Fort Legoredo. I didn't include them in the list since it would be a reissue, but they also haven't appeared in a new set since 2008. My final pick is more of a category, but it's one that's far more reasonable than any other. One of the worst parts of any LEGO build is stickers, especially on black box 18+ sets with exorbitant price tags. Have a look at the gorgeous Icons Rivendell set. This €500 set is clean on the front, but the back? Stickers. All of the smaller details? Stickers. There are only 13 stickers in the set, but for €500, there could have been 13 printed elements. Other themes don't fare much better. All of those colors in the Ninjago Garden set? Stickers. That huge Harry Potter Hogwarts castle? Also filled with stickers. Speed champions? More like sticker champions. In contrast, the Kobe Titanic set I mentioned earlier has entirely pad printed pieces and it costs $50 to $60. In fact, all modern Kobe sets are sticker free, including cheaper sets like this Red Baron triplane. Even cheaper brands coming out of China have committed to releasing sets with exclusively pad printed elements. Fantasy is one, with sets of all sizes. Keeply is another, again with sets of all sizes. Some of these are subtle, but make all the difference. Look at the ears on this Keeply Eevee set. Just one side is printed with a color to match the surrounding pieces. The wing connectors on this Charizard set are similar, and they really complete the look when viewing from all angles. These are just a few of the pieces that LEGO could add to stay on top of the game, but I'd love to hear what you think in the comments. I'm sure there are far more options than I could possibly think of. Also consider subscribing to see more videos like this one, and as always, never stop building.